Hello everyone and welcome to Engineer's Edge, a podcast by I2 IT. In this podcast series, we are here to answer your questions related to engineering as a career option. Right from what is engineering, who can pursue it, what are the procedures, everything we covered. What is the latest technology, what are the trends, what are the skill set that is required to thrive in this industry. We have got everything for you. Today, we are going to discuss some new and innovative concept. That is gait recognition. But what is this gait recognition? To talk on this topic, we have with us Dr. Risil Chhatrala. Welcome, sir.
नमस्ते मैम. आपके ऑडियंस को भी नमस्ते.
हमारी ऑडियंस आपको देख के जरूर खुश हो गई सर. सर आप मुझे बताएंगे कि आप I2 IT के साथ कितने सालों से है?
I joined I2 IT in 2012. Since last 12 years, I associated with I2 IT, and I2 IT has given very nice platform for individuals like me to contribute for innovation and technology.
So now, when we say about this gait recognition, I don't know much about it. What I just understand is that there is this system or there is this technology which is used to recognize or identify humans, and that too without proximity. And now when we say without proximity, that is really fascinating. That means we don't come near to the device and still the device is able to recognize us. How is this possible?
Ma'am, let me first start with the concept of identity recognition. We know humans by names,
Yes.
but when person doesn't know someone, that time, especially let's take an example of a government of India. Government of India knows individual by one unique ID, we call it as Aadhaar. I hope you or everyone would have registered for the Aadhaar. So Aadhaar is basically giving a unique identity to individuals. So what they are basically doing, they are capturing your face, they are capturing the iris,
Yes.
they are capturing the fingerprint.
Yes.
So fingerprint, iris or face is called as biometric parameter of individual.
Yes, correct.
If we go to the bank, let's say I want to withdraw my money. So I put my signature. That signature is a unique identity which I have. So bank will come to know that Dr. Risil Chhatrala want to withdraw by just looking at the signature. So signature represents my identity.
Yes, yes.
Now when I considered signature, iris, fingerprint or face, all are basically called as biometric, and by using biometric, a technology like computer or any device can recognize the identity of individuals.
Yes.
Nowadays, if you visit to any government office, all government employees has mandatorily required to give the thumb. We call it as a thumb, but from their side, it is an attendance. At what time a particular employee has came. So what the technology behind that is that they are capturing the fingerprint, and through technology they are basically recognizing the identity of an individual. So from fingerprint they find out who the person is, and once they find out the identity, they just log it in their system. So because of that, attendance monitoring will be automated. But if you have seen the fingerprint or the face or the iris, a person has to come forward.
Yes, yes.
If a person, let's take an example of an identity card. This identity card is nowadays very common. Even a school-going children has an identity card. So what is basically done in identity card? Our face is there, and that basically tells to the system or to the one who are basically authorizing the individual. So we can just showcase the ID card and say, yes, I am the authorized person to access particular premises or particular resources. But there is a scenario that this ID card can be stolen.
Yes, obviously.
We have so many movie scenarios. The recent movie Crew has a very good example that you can just change the face and you can use the ID card. There are many scenarios in the movie where they have shown fingerprint, they can just simply capture it and they can use it. But what if the scenario that if a person is not ready to come forward to disclose his identity? So if let's say I am Dr. Risil Chhatrala, I am not coming forward to disclose my identity, then is there any mechanism available to identify my identity?
Yes.
Or let me rephrase the same question. I want to find out, let's take an example of a Sonu Nigam.
Okay.
Everybody knows Sonu Nigam, but I want to find out, as a government agency, I want to find out where the Sonu Nigam is right now in the crowd.
Okay.
There is no technology available except gait recognition, which enables us to find out where the person is right now available. Let me take one case study. Let's take an example. We know that nowadays many places, recently it has came down, but terrorist attack was very common in India. Okay, so in that scenario, a terrorist who has planted a bomb kind of thing, a police officer is interested in finding his network once they capture the terrorist.
Yes.
Do you think that terrorists themselves come forward and will say, okay, these are my partners or these are the chain behind me? They will never. So the gait recognition technology has given this tool in the hands of police officers, which basically enables you to recognize the identity of an individual without consent, without proximity, or even at the remote distance.
Okay. Okay. So when you say gait recognition, what do you exactly mean by gait?
So gait is a technical term for walking pattern.
Okay.
A human has a very unique pattern of walking. Before me giving any insights, let me ask one simple question. Any individual, when they able to see without knowing the face or the clothing, they can immediately find out what is the gender of a person by just simply identifying or walking pattern of the individuals. So if you can recognize the gender of a person by simply walking pattern, then we came out with an idea saying that why we cannot use walking pattern to recognize the identity of individual. So the technical term for walking pattern is called as gait, G-A-I-T. So that basically gives us a plethora of opportunities to recognize the individual among the crowd.
Yes. Because now you just explained me, so now I just could recollect that every individual has got a different walking pattern, and no doubt if even in the crowd I cannot see the person's face, but yes, just with respect to his walking style I could understand, oh, it is he, or he is that person. So yes, understood what is this gait. Okay. So you talked or you explained me about iris recognition or fingerprint recognition. Now, if these systems are already in place, and I guess we are doing great with these systems, why do we want to move towards gait recognition technology?
Yeah, this is a very good question. If I go back once again to sci-fi movies or even Hindi movies, people used to change their facial gestures. They used to have some big beards or they have some wigs and they change the character. But still we can recognize who is that person is. So as far as fingerprint or iris is concerned, a person has to come forward, give his willingness. But if I want to identify who the person is in the crowd, let's take an example. I am a terrorist and government officer want to identify me in public place like hospital, railway station. So we know that railway station, public hospitals are basically covered with CCTV cameras. But there are, on the back end side, there are police officers or security officers are sitting who is manually watching the CCTV footage and trying to identify. The gait recognition technology enables us to automatically identify the individual's identity through computers.
Okay.
Let's take a simple case study. 11, there is an attack by terrorist. Let's take an example of nearby place, and the police officer has captured one terrorist live.
Okay.
The moment police officer has captured the terrorist, they know the closest vicinity. In the closest vicinity, there must be some 2-3 cameras which has captured the person walking. So we can use that signature, the walking signature, and use that signature to find out where the person was in last 48 hours.
Okay, 48 hours.
Yes. So in last 48 hours, a person might have traveled from Delhi to Pune. In Delhi or in Pune, might be having some CCTV camera would have captured that person walking, even if he has got some facial makeup kind of thing, but walking to natural. So because there is a natural walking, the CCTV camera would have captured the person. So by using this technology, we can do the scanning. जैसे गूगल पे हम लोग स्कैनिंग करते हैं, गूगल पे सर्च करते हैं, we can do the searching where the person signature is there in last 48 hours. So they can find out the footprints. And because of the current cloud technology, police commissioner can do it in 15 minutes. So it will be surprise to you that within 15 minutes, police commissioner can find out, can issue an order saying that send a team to XYZ location. These are the people who is found along with this terrorist in last 48 hours. So before somebody come to know that the particular terrorist is being captured,
We would know about the
police officer come to know whom to catch in just 15 to 20 minutes. So this is all the strength of the technologies.
No, it sounds quite fascinating. However, I'm more curious now that how this recognition technology actually works.
Gait recognition is basically works with a computer vision and video processing behind. So the underlying technology is called as pattern recognition. So what we are basically doing, the CCTV camera which is capturing the individual, we know that a walking is a natural operation an individual performs, and there are many places which is covered with CCTV camera. So that CCTV camera captures the walking pattern, that is basically a video. So what we do at the back end side, since the person is moving, so the position changes with respect to the camera. So we normalize it and find out unique bounding box and extract the walking signature from the video. Once that walking signature video is extracted, we pass it to the algorithm. We have developed an algorithm, we have got patent, and we have got fantastic research papers on that algorithms. So that basically performs the processing on that unique signature and find out the unique identity of an individual. So what we do, once we got a video extracted from the crowd, that video we represent it is a multi-dimensional tensor. This multi-dimensional tensor is a new mathematical terminology for many of you. We know scalar, which has got single number. We know vector, which has got a number and a direction. The next representation in a mathematical call matrix representation, which has got number and dimension in a matrix form. But when we go higher order, it is generically called as tensor. So since walking is a consists of multiple steps, so there are strides available, stride length is there. So when a person is walking from one place to another, a complete cycle has to be captured. So it is a video sequence we get. Normally our video captures some 25 to 30 frames. So for us, that 30 frames is sufficient enough to recognize the identity.
Oh, wonderful. I mean, only 30 frames.
Yes, and it just counts to hardly 1 second or even less than that.
Whatever you just said, this reminds me of some sci-fi movie which uses this technology to identify people. So now, movies are okay, sir. However, can you provide some real life applications where this technology is being implemented?
Ma'am, you said about the movies. Let me remind one movie. I think Mission Impossible, some Rogue and Nation something. They have already showcased this gait recognition in the movie, and there are countries like US, Israel, who has already implemented this technology to identify individuals. But as far as the identification is concerned, they are basically trying to find out the background of an individual through gait recognition. So simply by, if let's say there is a crowd and they want to find out, okay, what is the normal presence of the crowd, how many good character people are there, or in general, let's take an example of an airport. Right now, yes, there are some challenging situations, but in US, in Israel, they have already implemented the advanced version, the AI version of this technology. So they have a gate chamber, and you are just simply pass that chamber, and they know all the background by just recognizing your identity.
Okay, so how reliable is this then?
As far as the reliability is concerned, so if you ask me reliability, I will say it's not one person out of 1 crore can be identified, but at least we can sort down to 1000 is to 1 minimum. That means if I have a 1000 options, then it can uniquely identify one person out of 1000. But if let's take an example of a railway station where daily some 1 lakh people is traveling, then they can find out roughly 200 possible unique identities for a particular scenario. So let's take an example. A person is find out from 2 lakh people, and they want to find out who that person is. So as far as reliability is concerned, they can give us 200 options. So then a police has to manually verify and validate who the person is out of the 200 options. So from the identifying unique from the crowd is very challenging.
You talked about this challenge that it is quite difficult to identify the unique characteristic of the people of here. Are there any other technical challenges also involved in this technology?
Yes, ma'am.
Or maybe ethical also?
Yes, there are many challenges involved. If you have seen, especially the walking behavior of a terrorist people, they normally behave like they have some leg injury, they have some makeup kind of thing, or even the pregnancy. They just put something and portray at that pregnant lady. So yes, these are the challenges which basically restrict the unique identification. So if I to quote a number, there are 20 plus such varieties which is restricting the unique recognition of an individual.
So if you say that we can now alter the changing pattern, just because if we could say that yes, we are injured, or for example a pregnant lady walks in a different way, so yes, this data can be hampered. Is it possible that to predict this attack before it take place?
There are technology advancements, especially in Israel and in US, where they capture the identity data. That means before recognizing the identity, the agency need multiple data. So what they do, they purposefully keep the very lengthy space between the entry gate and where you drop your individual. So because there are very huge space, person has to compulsorily walk, and when person walks, they get more data with them. And when they get more data, they uniquely first find out whether the person have a leg injury, whether they portray as a pregnant lady, or is it really a pregnant lady. Once this initial filtering is done, the technology in US and Israel can able to identify unique identity of an individual, and hence they can able to find out the background of that person. Let's take an example. A person is wearing dhoti, the Indian traditional, or a trouser or a denim. The system is so robust that you cannot fool the system.
Okay.
So even if as a male I wear sari and I go, system will identify, yes, there is a Dr. Risil who is passing through this in the costume of female.
Okay, and that's quite I would say innovative also, and interesting to know about this. So as we now move towards the last question, what message would you like to give to our audience who want to know more about this technology or this recognition system, or who want to research in this domain?
There is a multiple baby steps has to be done. So I will start with my student friends who is watching this videos. There is a fundamental subjects, mathematics and physics. When you jump into the engineering, there are further steps, which is basically the signal processing. Then after signal processing, there is a video processing and a pattern recognition. So that video processing and pattern recognition uses your computer knowledge, your signal processing knowledge, your mathematics knowledge, clubbed together with your programming skills, and you can implement this in your system. So you need a mixture of all these things in order to achieve this level of understanding.
Okay, wonderful. So thank you very much. You have taken time from your busy schedule. I understand there are work commitments. Still, you chose to be over here and share your expertise with our audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Namaste. Namaste to your audience as well.
So friends, thank you very much for watching our show. It was quite different, a new technology. I had really fun talking with Dr. Chhatrala. I hope you also have enjoyed the show. Please like and share our video. The complete video is available on our YouTube channel, and you can find many such videos on the channel. So don't forget to subscribe it. You can see our social media handles running on the screen. Follow us on the social media. And if you have any questions, any queries regarding engineering or regarding the technology we just talked about, feel free to connect with us. You can call us or email us. We are here to help you out. Thank you very much.